So welcome to my video blog of my rundown of the week. I did this format a few weeks ago with favorable response, so I'm just giving my my rundown, just a small snippet of things that have happened during my last week here that I can talk about, brag about, vent about, get frustrated about. So first off, August 2014 was a record-breaking. I'm actually outside in my backyard right now. So, see a fire pit down there that we have out in our back, my hammock. So this is my little oasis. One of my oases, because I like to go up onto the ridge here, the Schwangunk Ridge, and get lost up in the mountains and just hang out on a ridge and during my run and everything. So that's really my far away oasis. This is my home oasis. January, what am I thinking? July 2014 has proven to be a record-breaking month. I ran 245 miles last month and felt awesome. I had 8 days off, which was great. So I took 8 full days off and still ran 245 miles. Back in March, I took 1 day off because of an injury. I actually fell and dislocated the AC in my shoulder, so I took 1 day off because of that shoulder injury, and I ran 222 miles that month, running 30 days. So this month I ran 7 less days, and I tacked on 20 more miles. That was great. I've tried a new approach where I've given myself some more days off, and I've doubled up my miles. So instead of running 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 in a long day, I'll run 12 to 15. Take a day off, then I'll run 18, then I'll take a day off and run 6, 12, and back to whatever. So I've added some longer days on there, and I've taken at least about 2 days off a week, so that's what it averaged, which felt good to take 2 days off. For the first time ever, I felt like achy the other day when I was done running. I've been doing the ridge here a lot. I've been doing mountain runs, if you've seen in my videos, where I go straight up the mountain. And there's trails there, but the trails are single path trails that are really, some of them are grown over. They're all rocky until you get up onto the ridge. You can see it's just like flat rocks up there, and it's really cool. So I bought trekking poles, and I saw other people use trekking poles, so I bought trekking poles and I've been using them, and what a difference. I'm able to get leverage going up. It's like when you're bench pressing and somebody starts to spot you when you're lifting up, and they spot you, and just like that little bit of spot, that little bit of help helps you. It's like an immense help. Same thing with trekking poles. It's like spotting you, and you can use your upper body, and it's awesome. You just trek up and dig in and push, and it's like it just like propels you up the mountain. It's really awesome. So I bought trekking poles, and I've been using those up and down, and it's been really helpful. I bought some carbon ones, some just adjustable carbon ones from REI, and those are really, really awesome. But you know, people say, Marcus, why in the world do you run? You're in a high-stress business. It's the first thing they say, okay? 9 out of 10 people, why do you run? You're in a high-stress business. Why would you want to run? I'm like, because running alleviates the stress for me. Running just helps me chill out and relax and meditate. I go up there and get lost, especially when I get up on the mountain. The other day I ran on Saturday. I figured I'm going to do an extra long run in the trails, and the trails I wouldn't normally do, you know, by myself, because I'm figuring it's Saturday. There's going to be people up on the trails. I'll run into people, because I'm out in the middle of nowhere on the gunks. I mean, it's just like you're out there. So 7 miles before I ran into the first people, the first sign of life, it was 7 miles up there. It was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But when I'm by myself on those trails, it's just what a feeling to know that, man, it's just me up here in nature, and it's very liberating, and it's just it removes me. Running on the street, you know, will remove me too from my environment, my stress, but going up there, it's just like, now I can see all the views. It's incredible. I can stop and just enjoy the mountains, enjoy the gunks, enjoy the scenery, enjoy our valley. Pick blueberries, pick blackberries, raspberries. There's cranberries up there too. There's mushrooms all over the place. So it's really, really an awesome time just to get up there and just de-stress and meditate and get my mind thinking again and clear my thoughts. So that's why I run. It's like I have to run to stay clear in this industry. Of course, if you don't know, I'm a chef and I own a restaurant, and so it really helps me to clear my mind. this week we sent an email out, and people said to me, Marcus, you're revealing your secrets, you're revealing your recipes. And the title of the email was Our Secret Revealed. People ask us all the time, well, what do you do with this recipe? How do you make this? And I can't stand going to restaurants where they say, oh, that's proprietary and we don't tell anybody. I went to a restaurant, a great vegan restaurant in Montreal 3 years ago, and I was concerned there might be soy in the dessert or something. We were avoiding soy, I think my wife was at the time, and I just wanted to know what was in it. Like, oh, it's proprietary. We don't give out this secret. We don't give out the recipe. We don't give out the ingredients. I'm like, first of all, I'm not going to go home and make it. I'm a professional chef. I'm not going to go home and make it. And second of all, my wife's avoiding soy. She's allergic to it. So I need to know if there's soy in it. Well, I can tell you that there's no soy in it. It's like, and that's like, they were so tight up. Like, they're like, well, we don't give our recipes out because people will go home and make them. And so I sent an email out, Our Secrets Revealed, and people wanted to know what was in our rice blend, because people love our rice blend. And I told them what was exactly in our rice blend. It's so simple. It's 4 different rices, 2 parts one and 1 part on the other 3, each, 1 part each on the other 3. And it was easy. So people said to me, I can't believe you're giving out your recipe. I'm like, what am I worried about? People are still going to come to my restaurant. People are going to respect me more that I'm sharing my my recipe, my ingredients, my procedures. People are going to enjoy the fact that I'm sharing. They're going to respect me. And that's exactly what these people said. They go, yeah, we respect you more because you're doing that. I'm like, there's nothing to hide in my food. A lot of chefs like to hide their food because they're using chemicals, or using like miner's beef base, or using an obscene amount of butter. And it's like, I'm not about that. I'm about real ingredients, real food. It tastes real good, fresh vibrancy. So, of course, you can come to my kitchen, you can work for me and learn the same thing. So it's not like I'm keeping secrets from anybody, That's how I learned how to cook, was I had chefs that taught me. So as a chef, I'm a teacher, and I'm still learning. So as a teacher, I'm going to teach people what I do, and I'm not afraid to teach people what I do. I don't know if it's that I'm overconfident, but I'm quite confident on what I do, and I'm quite confident on my food. So my secrets are revealed, So that's a situation with that. If you saw that video, it's on my YouTube here. My latest dilemma, my ongoing dilemma is staff. My chef is thinking about leaving before the end of the summer. It just seems like, I have a rule that I don't follow strictly, but I should, and I do from time to time. I try to sit down with my staff and do once a month evaluations, not even evaluations, so once a month talk. And, let's catch up and let's see what's going on in your life and this and that. I don't do them enough, especially in the summertime. I like to do them once a month. I end up doing maybe 5 to 6 per employee per year, which one of my goals is to really increase that. But it's just like, you sit down with people, you talk with them. And the reason why people really leave a job is because of lack of communication. Something's wrong with what's happening at work. Something's happening wrong in their life outside of work, and it just manifests at work. And just by sitting down and opening up communication, you can solve a lot of these problems. So it's really great. I really recommend that every business do that. Just communicate with your staff more. It doesn't have to be a formal review. It's just sit down and let's talk for 15 minutes. What's going on in your life? Am I using you to your abilities here at the restaurant? What else would you like to be doing? How happy are you here? What can we improve upon here? What are your goals? And stuff like that. And you can throw in performance stuff like, I really like what you're doing, or I think you need improvement upon this. And don't make it stuffy and formal like you're grading them or something. It's just an open conversation, and that really helps out a long way. My son's at baseball camp this week. He's away at sleepover baseball camp. He was so excited to go to that. So him and I actually went up there the day on the mountain, because the gunks here are loaded with certain spots of the gunk are loaded with crystals and all kinds of sorts of minerals and everything. So I took my son up there today, and I said, Justin, I know where to go now for crystals. And we have all kinds of crystal formations here on the mountain. So as we're walking up the mountain and hiking up and going up, and it's really not a trail. It's like we're now going up rocks and like grabbing and climbing to the next peak and going. And once we get to where I'm taking him, he looks at me and goes, Dad, what's all the glass on the floor? On the ground. He goes, what's all the glass doing on the ground? I go, Justin, that's not glass. Those are crystals. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, look. And he bends down, and sure enough, there's thousands upon thousands of small crystals everywhere covering. And I had seen that the day before, a couple days before. So I had known that somebody else had the privilege of somebody taking me up there. So that was really cool, you know, because sometimes these people have forbidden spots or territory marked spots. And they do, you know, it's how they make a living, it's how they make their money. So, you know, I had to swear to secrecy that I wouldn't show anybody the spot. And he goes, I'm not going to blindfold you, but just don't tell anybody. I said, well, I'm going to take my son. He goes, that's fine. And of course, we don't have the tools like they have, so I'm not going to start chipping away at the mountain and start moving boulders and taking trees down and stuff like that. But my son and I got the tailings. The tailings are the pieces that they leave behind because they have better specimens. And we got some nice chunks of rocks with all these crystals embedded and veins of crystals. So it was really cool. My son had a great time. He has them out here in the garden, the rock garden, stacked up really nice, and he washed them when we got home. So that was really cool. So, you know, living here in upstate New York, I think anywhere people live, they never take advantage of the area. And that's what people say about living here in Ellenville. Oh, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. I'm sorry, there's a lot to do. You have to open up your mind and like really like just say, you know what, this is cool where I live. There are a lot of things to do here. I might have to learn to do something. I might not like hiking, but I have to learn to hike. Hiking is not something that, you know, most people do as a kid or something. Maybe it is, but if you don't do hiking, you need to get out there and hike. I'm bragging about all the trails here all the time. You can get lost on the mountain for all day. Not lost, but just get up there in your own world all day. And the trails are endless. And the neat thing about Ellenville is here, there's no parking fee, there's no trail fee. It's not like Minnewaska or Sam's Point that charges you $10 to get in. The neat thing is the trails lead to Minnewaska and Sam's Point where they are charging you. But here it's just like, come on kids, come on adults, come on parents, be role models. Take your kids out and show them the geography, show them what's going on. You know, anywhere you live, there's got to be something interesting. There's got to be something outdoors to do, some kind of hobby, some kind of something, some kind of physical activity to do and just take advantage of it. You know, I was fortunate as a kid because I was extremely active with my bicycle and my friends, and we used to ride up on the mountain here. But now I'm like in the trails that I've never ever done before as a kid. So now it's like, now I'm taking my kids on all these back trails and showing them the bridge, and you know, I got my GPS, so I'm marking my elevation as I'm going up, and it's really, really kick-ass cool just to get up there on the mountain and just go. But there's so many other things to do here. I mean, people kayak all over the place. We're the hang gliding capital in the Northeast. I mean, the farms are amazing. The U-pick farms. You can pick blueberries, raspberries, apples, pears, plums. It's just amazing. The history of the Hudson Valley, you know, between New Paltz and Kingston and all the stone buildings and the whole corridor. It's just, the history is amazing. I mean, it's just, there's so many things to do, and people just overlook the simple things of just like getting out and just getting fresh air and just enjoying themselves outside. So I just love seeing people using the trails and getting outside and enjoying things. So that's, you know, that's really cool. So find the things to do in your area. I'm sure there's some other things in my weekly wrap, but I think that's about it. I'm about 13 minutes long now, so I don't want to make these videos too long. But that's sort of my week in a wrap. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thanks for watching this video. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and definitely leave some comments. What are some things that you like to do? Some hobbies, pastimes? What keeps you active and busy? You know, I mean, it's not even things that you can do outdoors. Maybe you like to cook. Maybe cooking keeps you active. Maybe cooking keeps you busy. Maybe other things. You know, here in the Hudson Valley, we're loaded with wineries. I mean, if you're a wine geek, oh my gosh, you're in heaven here. If you're a beer geek, we have a lot of breweries too, and a lot of things like that, a lot of beer clubs, a lot of really cool beer bars. Not that I'm pushing alcohol, but just you have to open your mind up and be like, this is what's to do in my area. This is what my area is famous for. This is, you know, what's here. These are the uncovered gems of my area. So maybe you like gardening, maybe you like farming. You know, those are all great things. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thanks for watching. Please like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and definitely pass my video on.